talk about separation. Separation is a concept that God introduces in the very first chapter of Genesis. Before he tells us about people or love or marriage, he talks to us about separation. In fact, separation is the first thing that God does after creation. So we know that God says, "Let there be light." But then, after he's created light, he separates the light from the darkness. Because if he left them together, there would be no light enough to do things like reading or creating videos. And there'd be no dark enough to do things like sleeping and other things that require darkness. So if they were just left together, we would be living in this amorphous mass of grey all the time, and we would never get properly rested, and we would never be able to properly see our way in life. God separates them and allows both the light and the dark to perform their functions separately more effectively. He does the same when he separates the land from the water. The dry land and the water would function completely differently if they kept together. We would just be living in this like swampy mess all the time, and it would be stagnant and stinky, and we couldn't build houses, or we couldn't sleep, or we couldn't do anything that we want to do on dry land, and we couldn't even do anything that we want to do in the water, like surf, because there would be these lumps of rocks and things in the way if they were still together. God separates them so they both can perform their functions more effectively, and then he evaluates them after they're separated and goes, that's good. That's good. So separation is not an alien concept. It's something that God put on the agenda in the first few verses of the Bible. So we need to look at it as something that can be a tool, that can be useful, that can be part of the creative process. Even before he invents humans, he invents separation. So don't be scared of separation.